It's the GMR Podcast, show 24. Tonight is the preview episode for Big Brother 15.
Go straight from that to this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Watching us 19 years ago do almost the exact same thing, only taking phone callers
Pretty much.
in front of the Poozy Gallery, in front of a Shot in the Dark is what it's called now.
Yeah, it was Cafe Quebec back then.
Way back then. 19 years ago.
You know, if we're not being cryptic enough for you, welcome to the GMR Podcast 24.
We're rewatching episode 6 of hour 2, episode 6 of the new show on Random Access that was Instant Access. Instant Access.
What does all that mean? I'm a new listener and I don't understand what you mean. What is the new show? What is Instant Access?
Well, why don't you explain that to him? Because I don't remember.
Well, Instant Access was a 10-hour public access program done live on Friday nights about 20 years ago in downtown Tucson. I'm Marty Gatola, and over here is
Gene Mott.
And we used to host 3 hours of Instant Access, and we called it The New Show. Because I was unaware that there was a Lorne Michaels production in the early 80s called The New Show.
You were unaware of that.
Completely unaware of that.
I thought that was the inspiration for that.
No, had no clue. But towards the end of it, we did find that promo for it. But anyways, I digress. We were watching back footage of this stuff, of these shows that we did 20 years ago. And as we finish that, we're bringing you new, exciting podcast programming. We were talking about how that was actually early podcasting, the public access programs, and especially the ones where we would go down and do them in the alleyway in the middle of the night. Well, maybe not the middle of the night. We did it around 9 or 10 when we started recording them ourselves. Because originally we had a live feed hooked up. We'd go down there, Dan and Kevin and Debbie, they'd have all the cameras and mics set up for us, ready to go. We just walked on to their pre-existing program and did a show. Then when Dan's truck got stolen and we couldn't do TV anymore, 6 months went past and we decided, fuck it, we're going to go down there and do it ourselves.
It was 6 months?
Something about that. Because we kept hoping that, Dan would get his truck back and he'd start the show up again. And he also, what is the word, squelched the rumor that, I don't think that's the correct word usage, but anyways, he squashed the rumor. He debunked the rumor that he was the one who cut the cords, thereby ensuring no more live feed. He said that was one of the engineers that did that. The cords, what are you talking about, the cords? There was a cord that ran across the street from the access station to the cafe so we could do a live remote. And if somebody cuts the cord, well, that pretty much seals that. You can't do a show. Of course, there's been talk of Skyping things in. You remember when Kevin Sloan Skyped the end of television about a year ago or so.
Yeah.
Oh, new live slot for the podcast / live show. Every third Saturday at 6 o'clock. We're moving up a half hour, moving down a couple weeks.
Yeah, so that's so you're not doing a show again
for
it'd be like a month and 3 quarters.
About a month from now, yeah. July 20th, I think, is the first one.
Crazy. So once again, it's going to confuse the hell out of Flem, who wants to be on your show desperately. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be on our podcast, and I'd like him to be on the podcast too. It's just
Well, the best way to introduce people to the podcast probably is through the live part of it. They can just show up at the studio, get a feel for everything. And
yeah. It's also JJ's birthday. So, happy birthday, JJ.
Happy birthday,
you're,
JJ.
You're my favorite cancer, kind of cancer. Except for Marty over here, he's also a cancer.
That's right.
So, we got a couple cancers here.
Yes.
JJ, of course, writes our intro, or produced our intro.
Yeah. Hope you're enjoying
our intro.
The newest remix.
Ooh, looking forward to that.
Had to switch it up once again. I feel like we entered the new era of the GMR podcast as of last week. It's the summer session. The countdown to Phoenix Comic-Con has ended. Oh, but there is interesting news about that.
Yeah, if you want to go to Phoenix Comic-Con next year, you better get your shit together early.
Yeah.
Make your plans now.
They have bumped it to the first weekend of June. I think it's like June 5th to the 8th or something like that, because somebody else back in 2008 booked everything for Memorial Day weekend up there. So it had to be bumped. But this provides more opportunities. But I think you got to get your room booked by like July or some crazy shit like that this year.
And they're not doing the Radisson Hotel, so you either got to stay at the Sheraton if you want to stay at the Comic-Con hotels.
Or the Sheraton or the Hyatt, no Renaissance.
No Renaissance.
Yeah.
What did I call it?
I'll have to listen back.
Yeah, okay.
I knew it, and then it went right out my head.
Yeah, it's probably wrong. But, so, yeah, we got to book those rooms now. Make sure they're smoking rooms, and we got to make sure those are confirmed somehow. We need to... I was so pissed.
It was confirmed up until that day.
I know. It's just...
What we should have done that night before is said, now, those rooms we're going to have tomorrow, it's going to be a smoking room, right? And I didn't do that. I got all swept up in the moment of, oh, yeah, go get him a wheelchair. Or
whatever Mark was trying to pull
scheme
off.
was going on there.
Which was just a backup plan so we could carry more swag and get at the front of the line if we ever got in a line.
Wow, unbelievable that's been a couple weeks already.
Couple weeks.
But anyways, as I was saying, we were created podcasting of our...
We created podcasting.
No, we didn't create podcasting, but we were doing something that you could say was sort of an early podcast when we were down there by ourselves at night, taping ourselves.
Taping a 3-hour tape show to play on television as if it were live.
Yeah, the next week.
That was our idea.
We were down there while we were on TV, but it was the last week's show. We had no way of knowing if the show was on.
There was a 1-week delay on it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, in that way, it was a podcast because there's always, there isn't always a delay. There isn't always a delay. I don't even know what I said, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little dehydrated.
It's not live.
It gets warm out here in the desert, I tell you. Some people will tell you it's hot. I'm going to tell you that's not true. Did you see the rain we had last Saturday for like a minute?
Didn't get any of it right here.
No?
I heard about it, but I didn't see any of it.
Or maybe it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I remember when it happened. It was about a week ago, but nothing here.
Yep. The weather. Oh, so Big Brother's coming up next week.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time this podcast drops, it'll be on.
Yeah, well, hopefully it won't take me that long to get it posted. I'm really, really going to try to get in the habit of getting it up on Saturday mornings like I used to.
Yeah.
The problem is if you sit on it for a day or two, like the last one, even though it was a great one with Robert, it took me until about Tuesday to post the thing, so... Try to keep up on that.
Okay, I'm just saying, Big Brother, wow.
Big Brother 15, you can already spoil tons of shit for yourself
Yeah,
by looking at CBS.com. I
Marty
think they're
doesn't
in.
like any kind. He doesn't want to know anything about the twists. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to know who these people are. He wants to see them walk out, or he wants the little bios that we're given, that we're fed.
Yeah, old school.
He wants it just straight, whatever you get on TV. He wants that hour, half hour.
Yeah, like 4 days from now,
Listener, no.
and I'll know.
You'll know.
I can wait.
I can't. They're in there right now.
They are in there. I was about to
they're
say
in the
that.
house.
They must have moved in, like yesterday or today, right?
Yeah, they'd have to have.
That's why JJ was tweeting last night about, you gotta know, and then
And then you just stop looking at your Twitter feeds.
I clicked on one of them and I realized, wait a minute, this is going to show me who the contestants are. I'm like, no, I'm not going to look yet.
Oh man, we could look at. You don't even want to see faces.
No, because I don't want to know if it's somebody
I
from past years.
I want to call early winners. All right, so next Friday, I'm gonna pick my. Let's make an initial pick.
Oh yeah,
based off of nothing.
Just off of what one episode
and 2 after darks.
Yeah.
3 after darks. I don't know, 2 after darks. 3. No, the third one won't be on until after.
Yeah, Sunday.
No,
those are on every night. Those are every night. I'm thinking the regular episodes.
On TV Guide Network.
Yeah.
The TV Guide channel, whatever it's called.
Yeah, TVGN, which I believe to be the TV Guide Network.
That would be the network, yes. Okay. So looking forward to all that, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
No, Big Brother, I've never missed an episode since it started. And what year was that? 99 or 2000?
2000 was the first year. Yeah.
Never missed an episode. And don't plan to. They make it so much easier not to miss episodes now because of online and whatnot. Basically what I'm saying is I'm a fanatic. I don't watch all the After Dark or subscribe to the feed, but I'm totally into the show.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I watch every freaking second of that stuff, dude.
Now, what is Big Brother, some of you might be asking? It's a reality show where people live in a house together. Yeah, that sounds boring, right? No, they vote each other out each week. What? Yes, the last person standing wins $500,000. Well, how does that work? Well, they team up and fight against each other, and there's competitions.
They compete for food.
Yeah, you can win a veto, which can keep you from getting nominated out of the house that week. It's always interesting to watch in the beginning. Okay, you, and you get to go in first. And they go in, and whoever claims the nicest bedroom always ends up being looked at as kind of an asshole because it's like, damn it, I got the fucked up room. The last people that come in, they got to sleep on a cot and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm all over the place.
You're
it's
all
Big
over
Brother.
The place. It's
excited.
Big Brother. It's
exciting.
It's like the craziest psychological experiment.
Yes, human chess.
Let's put all these people, different walks of life. Let's put hippies in there with fucking.
You got to have the alternative tattooed person.
Yeah.
You got to have kind of the abrasive person. You got to have the mom or the dad, the oldest person in the house.
Yeah.
The impetuous kid with the pink hair type of personalities. Also, see, I'm remembering. You want to hear what I've read? That like 2 or 3 things I read on Twitter, which I don't want to read because
Do I want to know?
Yeah, because I'm reading shit like Evil Dick is
if
posting.
You fucking know it. I want to know what you know,
and
dude.
stuff that makes me not want to look anymore. Because I'm like, I think I already know too much, but it could all be bullshit.
Now you have to just ignore your Twitter to Wednesday.
I think
the Twitter feeds.
I think Rachel's sister is in the house.
Rachel. Avi, Brendan.
That
Avi.
and I don't know if it's that one, but I think it
Maybe
is.
It's another
and I
Rachel.
Don't
it could
know.
be another Rachel.
I don't know.
Has
That's why
there
I was
been other
like,
Rachels?
There may have been. There's been so many contestants over the years. I don't remember all the names.
I watched the first year, the second year, and I think the third year I might have started petering out. Like, I don't remember. I think I might have even watched a lot of. I didn't see the season. I'm all over the place with my sentence. Okay, the year that Dr. what's his name?
Dr. Will.
Dr. Will won.
That was year 2.
I think I saw most of that, but I don't remember. It's the most intense psychological setup show I've ever seen, because they like handpick these people out of I don't know how many thousands of people apply, but then they cross-reference all this shit. Like all these people have like little things in common, that you wouldn't suspect.
Oh, they purposely put people in there.
Why we were both born in the same town, right? We both used to hang out at this bar. We both used to do this and that. We probably saw each other like all the time, didn't know it.
What I'm looking
Crazy
forward
shit.
to is within the first week, a contestant mysteriously disappears and is never heard from again. That happens. They get removed from the intro even.
That only happened one time, didn't it?
No, it's happened a couple times. Not counting the guy who held the knife to that chick's throat.
What season was that?
That was early on. That was like 3 or 4.
4 was X Factor, right?
4 was the one that June won, correct?
I'm thinking of the one I don't remember.
X Factor was a little bit further on. Was X
How
Factor
about the one with the
before All Star?
ex-CIA guy? You're not allowed to go in the front yard.
No, if you go in the front yard, you're out of the house.
Sometimes you're not allowed to go in the backyard.
That's the exit.
Sometimes you're not allowed to go in the house.
Yeah.
And sometimes they fuck with all your shit. And sometimes you can have some food, and sometimes you can't.
It's like signing up for jail. That's on television.
And sometimes you can drink all the booze you want. Some years, there's like booze for everybody. Other years, you get like a 6-pack.
And other years, you're burning me on purpose.
Yeah, and some people try and save beers.
And they pour bleach on your cigarettes.
Yeah. Those are all every episode of that shit is just classic, dude.
Yeah.
And they just keep getting better and better. I think last year must have been so successful. They've had to extend the show because it's like 2 weeks early now.
And yet Showtime said no more, apparently. So.
Well, I think it's all the same company.
You're probably right. I have no idea who owns TV Guide Channel.
I can't imagine. Like, I remember Showtime After Dark, like season 9. You remember season 9? That was like the filler season when the writers went on strike, so we had a special winter season.
Oh, that was the one that was like in February.
Lately on the seasons, they're like so careful not to let it get a nip slip or anything on the After Darks. But that year, these girls are just pulling their pants down right in front of the camera. They didn't give a fuck. They were doing striptease. They were doing fucking everything, man.
On the TV Guide Channel, we'll see how much of that can be gotten away with. I mean, I know it's basic cable, and basic cable has loosened up considerably.
I'm thinking they're just going to tell them off camera, when they're in the back talking, say, hey,
you're on the air again.
You're on regular television.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be doing a bunch of crazy shit. Although I can't. There's going to be a lot
2 hours
there's
instead
be a
of
lot
3.
Of cussing. Yeah. I mean, you can't stop.
You can curse
it'll
a
be
lot more on
interesting.
TV now, I've noticed. So
Yeah. It's crazy.
slap a TVMA on it, and you can get away with almost anything.
But TV, yeah. It'll be interesting. Like 2 hours, though. I don't think that's enough. I used to sit there and just do binges. I've talked about this before. Fucking like 12-hour binges of Big Brother, if not more. Watch like 6 episodes in a row. How many hours is that? That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot. Trying to get some information on this TVGN. Now, TVGN is channel 74.
On Cox Cable
Cox
here in
Cable,
Tucson. What is
yeah.
it on Comcast?
Don't have the slightest clue. Well, it looks like it will be on at midnight till 2 a.m.
Mm.
And it's TV 14, and it says an uncensored look inside the Big Brother house.
And that sounds like that's pretty strange, man.
And that starts next Wednesday at midnight.
That's if they had that last year, you'd have watched it all, right?
Oh, of course,
They had
because, you know.
If they'd had it every year, you'd have watched that shit.
Yeah, because I didn't have Showtime. Now, it's funny, the year that I don't have cable is the year that...
And then when I used to
That's
watch it,
on.
it wasn't on Showtime. It was on Showtime 2. So you had to have
digital, huh?
a digital cable setup of some sort.
Yep, Channel 74 every night at midnight starting next Wednesday.
There's no way to watch the TV Guide Network on the internet.
At tvguide.com here. I don't see any streaming button to watch their channel. tvgn.tv, imagine that.
Well, at least it's on after midnight, so obviously they realize.
You know, they post full episodes of things. Hopefully they'll make it easy to watch those and post those daily as well. Because they do have some other original programming.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Whatever this stuff is.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, that person looks like they're green. Big brother, big brother, big brother.
I don't want to see pictures of house guests.
You're so tiny. You're so close, though.
Whew, that was too close.
Oh my gosh. So we're gonna have to spend hours and hours and hours this summer watching Big Brother.
Well, that's usually how it goes. At least it looks like for the time being, AGT has gone down to an hour-long format instead of the 2-hour programs. So I'm still sifting through that. A few interesting things. But, yeah, nothing that I had to look away from the TV this week, thankfully.
Yeah.
No sword swallowing, or did I say that right?
I don't know what you were trying to say, so.
Sword swallowing.
Oh.
So you want to say sword, but that's not a word, you know. So sword swallowing.
It could be a word.
It could be a
not
word. A lot of things could be a word. The guy doing the handstand 80 foot in the air.
I haven't seen that.
I couldn't watch
show
that
me
shit.
that.
I can show you that shit. I can't watch it.
You can't watch it.
It freaks me out too much.
That Chinese bowl balancing thing.
Oh, when she's
That's
throwing the
crazy.
bowls on her head. Yeah, that
That's
was
like ninja
impressive.
shit. That's like ninja shit. You got to be focused. You can't be drinking or doing drugs or smoking cigarettes or anything. You just got to be fucking around with that bowl and that unicycle all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you did pick out two good things, I guess. You're showing me bits and
Yeah.
pieces of the...
I
So
watch
I
the
don't have-
AGT and then I get him clips like JD.
Because we like Howard Stern.
Old
And Howard
clips.
Stern's on America's Got Talent.
Exactly. I can't.
Otherwise,
I can't see watching that otherwise. I just, it's interesting, but I wouldn't have had any reason to watch it because I've seen so many of those type of shows. This is more interesting. This is almost like a That's Incredible or Real People.
At least it's not all singing.
Yes.
Those shows are...
Well, and I
there
spare you that
are
stuff too.
way too many of those shows. You don't even show me the good ones you were going to...
Well, I'm showing you what I think you might want to watch.
Okay. So far, you haven't shown me anything that's been like, what the fuck am I watching this for?
Mm-hmm.
There was some dude dancing this fucking... Like doing some robot shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
America's Got Talent. It's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesdays sometime, 7, 8, 9, I don't know. I just watch it when they post it at 3 a.m. on NBC.com. I wonder why it takes them till 3 a.m. Maybe it has to show in so many different time zones around the planet, and then it's like, okay, now that it's shown everywhere, we can put it on the website. Or either that or I'm thinking about it too much.
And the Big Brother cast, yeah, it's just going to be all Big Brother next
Yeah.
week. If I mention anything else besides Big Brother, then I don't know what's going on.
BB15 for about 3 months. on the GMR podcast. And probably a few more updates on this whole Phoenix Comic Con 2014.
Where would they get that information about Phoenix Comic Con?
Well,
PhoenixComicCon.com?
Follow us at GMR Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
When we find interesting stuff, we tweet it out. So things that are relevant to the program here. Something like that.
So Ray's going to be back sometime, right?
Ray will be returning in the near future because he always does. Ray does about 50% of the podcast with us, I've noticed. But we have that GMR. What is the R? Well, of course the R is Ray. But it also stands for revolving because we have a whole, as you've noticed, we have a revolving door of guest appearances. We have Steve-O, Mark Brady, Ray, of course, and most recently, Robert Gonzalez has joined us again, which was quite interesting. So, but with so much Big Brother to talk about, we might just be plugging in the mics and babbling away about Big Brother for a half hour.
More.
And if you want more discussion about other things, well, you can tweet to us and say, talk about other shit, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, we might have to do a couple podcasts to fill in some blanks because we might have to take a couple weeks off this summer. So those weeks, there'll be no Big Brother talk at all because it wouldn't make any sense
Yeah, we'll
talk about it.
have to create some banked episodes and sit on them.
Yeah, fake episodes. So look forward to those.
Yes.
Send us ideas for those episodes on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be Big Brother, but there'll be a couple episodes with no Big Brother.
That's right.
So, check that out. Robert Gonzalez, are you listening? Do you think he is?
Hard to say.
Cool.